It's amazing, but I could spend the whole time just looking and observing this area of the garden with all of its beautiful color and just the textures and the squash. I mean, I really went heavy in planting squash. When I say squash, winter squash, that includes pumpkins, other small squash, patty pan, you name it. And I just wanted to place them in a different area. Last time I did not plant them so much in this area of the garden. This year, I just decided to go for it. And so I love it because now I'm getting a different look for this late August or mid-August season. And I will have pumpkins, a lot of different pumpkins and squash to harvest and to give away when the fall season comes. And I find that to be so exciting because the pumpkins and the squash, the butternut squash, the patty pans, they all came in a little late this year. I think everything is like 2 weeks behind schedule. We were able to harvest a lot of the tomatoes because they're now coming in. But right in this area, I just am loving the zinnias, the cosmos, the caladium, not caladiums, what are those called? Cleomes. The impatiens are hanging in there. The roses are coming in, and it's just beautiful. Close up is just a wonderful display of color and leaf texture and excitement in the garden. Everything is just rambling, and I love this fullness. I love how the hydrangeas are looking so healthy here, and in a distance my canna has been flowering and now seeding. But check out this squash. Oh, the different types of squash that I planted here. They were just small little plants. I did not think that they would, you never, for me anyway, I never imagined them being this large and this expansive. But what my husband told me is that it has been raining, and raining a lot, and so the plants have been getting a lot of rain, and this rain is causing this massive growth. Check out just one of the leaves of these squash plants. Isn't it beautiful? And I love the variegation. Who knew that squash leaves could be so attractive? And their flowers, look at this. They are surrounding my hydrangea, and the hydrangea has decided to bloom. This is Nico Blue, and it's from the Endless series. And so it is, this is the first year I really think that they've decided to have the second bloom in the fall on new growth. Usually the hydrangea peters out. You have the first flush in the spring, and that's it, and you may get lucky, but look at this. There are a lot of buds on the top there, and just peeking out, I see bees flying around. Okay, so there's a bee. You see that bee? Let me see if I can find him. But anyway, look at that. That is the hydrangea blossom before, from the spring. And then this is it. And I just love the two colors together. The flower of the squash and the hydrangea flower. It's like spring all over again in the middle of fall. Well, it's not fall yet, it's still summer. Oh my, I have my seasons all messed up here. It's just beautiful. Anywho. Good morning, and welcome to Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow together. Well, I've been away from the garden and the home for a number of days, pretty much 2 weeks, and things have just overgrown, and things are just looking great because we've been getting a lot of rain here in the Boston area. From what I've heard, that it has rained almost every single day, and that they've been getting a lot of thunderstorms and showers. So things are just a little overgrown here, but still looking beautiful. I'm excited about what I see here, and I know that we are heading into this next phase real soon. This morning it's a little chilly out here, in the 60s, so we know that fall is right around the corner. But in the meantime, we're enjoying this beautiful Saturday morning of August 19th. When I look at the garden here, and just right in front of me as I've come down the stairs here from the deck, I can see the cleome here just reaching out, but also it's a little overwhelming with these pumpkins and squash vines that have just taken over, but yet they're looking so fresh and good. And the yellow flowers, the blossoms are just a nice color, blending in with the blue of the hydrangea, and I just love how this looks. Yes, it's a little overwhelming, but it is just so beautiful. I love the sea. It's almost like a river of leaves, and they're so big and luscious. And then I see the pumpkins developing here. They're all around in here. And that is a good thing, because then when it's all said and done and the leaves have died back, we are going to have the pleasure of discovering and collecting and harvesting the different winter squash, pumpkins, and the like. Now, this hydrangea, when in the spring or the summertime, early summer, I did not get many blooms because a lot of the blooms got killed in the frost. But this is Nico Blue, and they said that it is a recurring bloomer, and this year it has actually done that. It has been blooming and just been very, very beautiful. A lot of the stems are now starting to show color, which is great. You know, it's just starting to show up. So I believe that that's going to be just beautiful. In this section here, which is really the front of the garden, or the center, I would say, the center of the back garden, where I have the bird bath, we can see that the winter squash or pumpkin vines are coming into this area. But yet, it's moving. They're trailing. But I do love how this has turned out for this time of the year. And my canna, it flowered before I left on my trip, but now it has developed seed heads. I do love this canna. I love the leaves. The leaves are just spectacular. I do love this view, and I just think that it's just you could see the expansiveness of the garden here, all the way back to the fencing and the different images here of the pots, the plants, the rhythm of the garden. It's just very, very pretty, at least to me. It's amazing how everything has just grown into its new appeal and look for this time of the year for August. I remember this container here earlier in the season. I was wondering, will it grow? Will anything become of it? And to see how the impatience and the nasturtium have come together to create just a nice little container. I really do love it. This bed has gone through a whole lot, but it really has held up. And now the petunias are really carrying the bed. Before it was the impatiens, but they seem to have died back. And now the white from the petunias are holding on and giving the bed some character, I think. Then of course we have the statue of the white rabbit there. Now my pear tree, the Bartle pear tree, is still developing. I don't know if this was the best location for it, but I do like its structure. And the squirrels really helped themselves to the pear. They left one beat up pear here. But you get an idea of what can be. And hopefully over time it will develop into a really beautiful tree producing pears. And here we can see the Asian pears, though. They are looking really good. And they're getting larger. There are different types of trees, pears. They've been engrafted in different branches, so that's why you see the different types here. And over time, some of the branches have fallen off, but these are the ones that have remained. And it's looking good. My peach tree did not bear this year. And even though I did spray it, it didn't bear fruit. But it looks healthy, so maybe next year. And we did get a good showing of those Casablanca lilies from this, so that's good. Now this yellow flower here, this plant, it's like a marigold, and it was here in this area, but then some kind of beetle or something just ate all of the leaves, and this is what survived that. And then here's my apple tree. I actually have apples. Isn't that amazing? And they turn color. I'm amazed at that. This tree is also like the Asian pear tree, that it has different branches. It's been grafted with different types of apples. Yeah, and we had Granny Smith. And I think this is the Macintosh apple here. But, you know, I believe as it gets bigger, and there's always next year. And as the tree gets stronger, it'll be able to resist, I believe, some of the diseases, and it'll get stronger. At least that's what I'm hoping. As it becomes more and more established, I'm hoping for that. I'm hoping for the best. Now, this side border has been such a wonderful hit for me. I love how the impatiens are standing out and still there. Just beautiful. The cannas that I planted in pots here that came back, they have been flowering, and they too have seeds here. It's just been nice. And they're showing up nicely here too. So this bed is really pretty. I have hostas. I have ferns, and then those yellow daisy-like flowers. And you can see some of the strapping leaves of the bearded iris there. Yeah, it just turned out really nice this year. Different from years past, but looking really, really nice. Every year is different. Every year. This is no exception. But I do like the fact that I was able to put the container there. Yeah. And then have the canna in it. That came out really good. Well, this side has done very well. I do like how this pot turned out, and it has really become overgrown with the different petunias, and now the impatiens have shown up. So the coloring is just pretty. And it's still full. I am enjoying this corner by the deck. It is full and it is lush, but what is really exciting me is my hibiscus. This was my first hibiscus, and I called it pinky hibiscus, and it suffered a couple of years back from I think the Japanese beetles had got them, but this year it looks very, very beautiful, and I love the wonderful flowers. Yeah, isn't that beautiful? It's different from the ones that I have in the front garden, at the top, at the front. This is a different sort of pink, and I love the interior of it. I remember when I bought it, it was from Home Depot. It was about like 7 years ago, or maybe more. And it's when hibiscus first came out. And it was amazing. When it flowered, I was just so impressed. I was always looking for it to come in, and I'm so happy to see it this year. Then also in this bed we have this grapevine that is just continuing to travel. But the other thing that I'm so happy to see is that my eating climbing rose are shooting out canes, and also in the corner there is my fig tree, one of the fig trees that I planted there. It's returning. Now, this hydrangea did not flower this year, but check this out. Curly pink rose. It got a beating too earlier from the frost, but look at it now. It's decided to bloom here in the late August, late summer, and it is looking absolutely glorious. And I have some more blooms to come. Beautiful. And this has been amazing. My collard greens have really grown in nicely. And they are delicious. I had some for lunch yesterday, and I just wanted to taste it, and it was good, fresh and green. Now in this area, my husband harvested one of the pumpkins, the porcelain pumpkins, the porcelain vines, and I had harvested 2 pumpkins earlier too, the sweet pumpkins, the sweet pie pumpkins. But while I was gone, the tomatoes have been ripening here, and he gathered a lot of them. You can see some of them here. You can see them starting to ripen here on the vine, and they're just growing nicely. We've been eating and enjoying them, and then my little sweet 100s and the sunny golden tomatoes have been doing just really well here. Now these yellow flowers are so pretty. I don't know what the name of it is. I did at one point, but then I keep forgetting it. It's, if you know, you can put it in the description for me. But they're so beautiful, and I love how they are here. And right now they're supporting the the squash plants and the tomatoes are all intertwined. My corn got overrun by the squash and those same yellow flowers, but it's a lot here. I was trying what they call the 3 wives methods or something like that, where you have squash, beans, and corn growing together, but this is a little much. I have to say, it's like a scavenger hunt, finding the Look at that. Oh, look at my butternut. Yeah, and then I have the string beans here. Look at them that I need to harvest. Yeah, and the corn has gotten beat down. You know, what has happened to the rains did not help. There's been a lot of rain and in thunderstorms, and really made it difficult for things to stay erect. What I'm pleased with is this elephant ear that I bought I think last year or the year before, and I saved saved it, saved the tuber, and planted it in, and it found this spot. I had moved it from here, this elephant ear, I had moved it from here and put it in another spot, and it just withered away. I said I need to put it back where it was, and I'm so glad I did. Look at how large these leaves have become. Wow, this was a good purchase, and definitely saving the tubers is a good thing, because then you can have them each year to decorate the garden with. Absolutely beautiful. And then with the large leaves of the squash vines that are just trailing up, gives a real kind of tropical appeal, I think. And then those marigolds are from seeds that I saved from, I think, 2 years ago. And they're doing really well. It was so full that and heavy that the rain had beat it down and broke off stems of the marigold plant. But it's still together. And then we have now the cosmos here too with it. And then I had tucked in a canna. So you're getting that vibe here with the cleome and the elephant ear and everything. The purple phlox was just beautiful at the time. Now I planted on this side a lot of my extra pumpkin and squash vines, and so that's what you see here. They're just trailing on the shrub, and they're either pumpkin or patty pan. For some reason I think it's the pumpkin, but there are quite a few here of these pumpkins. I think it's the porcelain vine pumpkin, and then some squash, and also some of the butternut squash here on this. As I said, it rained heavily, thunder showers yesterday, all day, off and on. And so everything is a little beat down this morning. But we still have our cosmos. Cleome. The purple phlox. Actually, this is, I think, the time for the cosmos in this bed. And then on this side, my roses. Let's see. Hibiscus kind of got beat down there. And then we have the zinnias. I love zinnias. And the cosmos, and then we have the marigolds. This is just a beautiful space right here. This spot is just pretty. And then my hydrangeas. I have to say that I'm happy to see that my rose, Evelyn, has actually bloomed. The problem is that I missed it before I was away, so I missed its process. But I'm glad to see that it did bloom and that it is growing healthy and happy here. So what I'm hoping is that it will give me some more flowers before the year is out so I can enjoy it some more. But I do love this little space here. These begonias have decided to show up. And then these purple flowers, these are guinea impatiens that I had. They have been very slow to develop. They should have been bigger, I think. But I love the coloring of my beautiful hydrangea, oak leaf hydrangea, and it's getting larger and looking pretty there. And then over here you can see the sedum autumn joy and also my other hydrangea quickfire, little quickfire there. I'm going to have to probably move that sedum from there because it's getting overtaken by stuff, but it's still very pretty. And look at those cosmos. Now on this side I have my rose bush here, which is Pinkabelle, and she did very well there. And my fig tree, This side is doing really well. Look at the sedum coming in with the amaranth. Wow. This amaranth was really tall. I had to cut it back because it just kept falling over, and I'm glad I did, because now it's not taking over and blocking the hibiscus that is trying to flower here. And then I also have this Rose of Sharon that has grown up so tall, it's amazing. Then I have this other hibiscus, and they're looking good together. It's so nice to walk through this sea of flowers. I just love it. It just feels good. I'm going to have to move my Japanese maple. It did not like it here. Too much sun. I'm going to have to move it. But it's still alive, so that's good. Everything else is looking good here. I love this salmon begonia. And another rose bush. It's so good to see my rose climber here that got really decimated by the cold. To see it come back, and it is just looking so pretty and smells so good. It just captures my attention. Cornelia rose. This side garden has been a really great experiment. We planted the corn here, the tomatoes, different squash, the winter squash, and they're all in there. The cucumbers and so forth. It's just been quite an amazing situation here. And the squash is just trailing all over the place. And I think they're now experiencing what they call powdery mildew. So soon we're going to have to cut it back. But in the meantime, this is quite amazing. You can see the different squash coming up. They're all in there. And they're just growing. My zebra grass got a little bit laden down by the rain. I didn't really tie it up like I usually do. And you can see the different squash growing in here. It's amazing. I'm going to save those sunflower seeds. And we have the zinnias. It's such a beautiful morning. And this is my urban cottage garden area. And I am just loving it this morning. This is the sedum. It's really filled out nicely. Beautiful color. It looks good with the purple perilla, the bee balm, the last of it. And then we have the cosmos, some cleome, and the salmon begonia is just getting overtaken here. Everything is just grown in. And of course we have some squash traveling through. And it's just very full. The colors of the zinnias. I do love the zinnia flowers. Well, that's it. We're losing the lawn for the squash. But, you know, that's only for now. You have to remember that it's only temporary. Enjoy the moment. So if you like this video, then like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below. How's your garden growing? And how does it look for August? This August 19th, this late August. Are you experiencing a lot of growth? Rain? What's happening in your garden? Are you harvesting things? And thank you so much for watching, and see you next time here at Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow, 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 grow together. For more videos, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And thank you so much for watching. See you next time right here in Catherine's Garden. Bye.